Hey, gang. It is Tuesday evening, but it's also April the 1st. It's April Fool's Day, and this is not an April Fool's Day joke. And out of actually all the people that you would expect to pull an April Fool's Day type of thing, you'd think Kevin, right? Like, I don't think I've done an April Fool's Day thing since I was in grade school. So, just throwing it out there that it just it ain't my cup of tea. But with that said, um, it's April, right? And so what do we do at the beginning of every month? We ask you how your previous month was, and last month's previous theme was March for Marriage. And so what we do in March is we march or support the idea of marriage. That it is a commitment, that it is the building blocks of a good foundation for raising children, which is your natural proclivity to further the human race, which is a very good thing. If you're looking for purpose in life, there's no better way than to propagate the human race by sitting down with your spouse and committing to marriage, or making that person your spouse, and that is the first step. And that's what we ask you to do during March. That was this year's theme for March. It was the previous year's theme for March. Maybe even been the theme before that. Anyways, so that's what we did this year in March. Let us know in the comments below how your March for Marriage went. And then we'll get you started with this year's theme for April. This year's theme is Active April. All right, as you can tell, I like to do Fit February, and I also like to do Active April. I have a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up. I started getting back into jiu-jitsu last Thursday. I usually do Tuesday, Thursdays, the occasional Saturday with the kids. So I got into jiu-jitsu. I got back into it. It had almost been a year since I'd been to a class. And I went last Thursday, and I got dog-boned. I think I described that on the show already. That's where you put in grappling, you get your head caught under somebody, the rear side of someone's kneecap, and they just and bounce your head off of the mat. And until you let go, and then essentially they can finish doing whatever they were doing, whether they were trying to get you in an arm bar or whatever. And I was in the position of being taken into an arm bar, and I refused to release my grip on my own hand so that I could thwart his arm bar. And so I rode out the dog bone for what seemed like 5 minutes. It probably was 30 seconds. But it was definitely I can still feel it in the front of my lobe, like I got a concussion. But, it is what it is. It's not overly powerful. It's just more jarring than anything else. Just because I'm stubborn and I refuse to let people try to get me into a submission. That said, I went again today. Today there was a little bit more grappling. It's just being active. The kids have been going. I don't usually let the kids skip jiu-jitsu unless, obviously they're sick, or, every so often I'll let them have a reprieve from it. But we don't typically try to skip jiu-jitsu. I do because I'm out working and doing all these other things, and it's just like squeezing more time into the day. Every minute of my day is already like, bah. And so just having one more minute of it. But there's a tournament coming up, and nobody wants to go cold turkey into a jiu-jitsu tournament against some people and others are complete strangers from other states. You don't know what you have to do these dances, right, to figure out, their strength, their skill set. But these people come with intensity, man. They want to win. And if you're like, ooh, I don't want to hurt this person, and then they beat the daylights out of you, I don't know. It's something about jiu-jitsu. It's very cool. And I'm glad that I got into it, and that's why I'm glad that you're joining us here for Active April. Now, let's say that you are older, or maybe you're disabled and you can't be as active as you'd like to. We always allow you to draw on the channel's open interpretation of what our month themes are. So even if you're just, maybe you're in your 70s and you just say, you know what, I'll go for a walk with my wife, leading that March for Marriage right into active April. But maybe you're homebound and, let's keep your mind active. Let's listen to a Kevin podcast once a day. There's a good way to stay active right there mentally, because this is mental jujitsu every day. I'm pumping your brain full of information. You're brimming. You know how active you have to be to maintain all the information that I spit at you in one day? Man, surprised more people don't get concussions. Anyways, you can also stay active with Sudoku. You can stay active. Maybe you want to be more, take an active role in writing because you do a lot of reading and then you want to write your own story. I will allow for any interpretations because all of them, for the most part, are helping you. They're helping you become a better person. And that's what these life themes are all about. And we've talked about this on the show over and over and over to nauseum. But that's it, folks. It's usually a quick one, the month theme, and then we usually encourage you to comment in the section below. Let us know what your plans are for the month. Let us know throughout the month how your month is progressing. Let us know what we can do to help, if we can be there to help you, support you in your journey to be a better person, a better human being, So, all right, guys, we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Life22, Kevin here, signing out ski.